Welcome to the SeaComm Podcast, your place for the latest on what's happening at SeaComm and helpful tips on saving and protecting your money. Once again, we're talking with SeaComm President and CEO Scott Wilson. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Jerry. I always enjoy these chats.
As do I, and we have some really great things to talk about. The year 2025.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's already gone by, Jerry, and we're already at the end of the month of January 26th. But it is an opportunity for us to talk about what happened last year.
Actually, I think a lot of great things happened at SeaComm.
Yeah, we had an excellent year, Jerry. Let's talk a little bit about the financial and get into some other things. Year-end average asset, return on average asset was 1.49. That's a profitability index compared to our goal of 0.80, which really equates to $11.4 million in net earnings. And we paid nearly $6 million in dividends back to our membership for their use of funds. Our net worth, that's our capital. Our core tier one ended up at 17.73%. That's compared to a goal of 9.25% set by our board of directors. But it's well above the National Credit Union Administration's regulatory capital metric of 7% to be considered well capitalized. We dispersed more than $120 million in new loans, which averages about $10 million a month, compared to 24 at $105 million. Jerry, that's a heck of a lot of loans.
Well, when you think about it, we're helping our members achieve their financial goals.
Yeah, I always look at it this way. Look, whether it's an auto or maybe a mortgage or a HELOC, it could be just as simple as a signature loan during our live letter check campaign. Whatever it is, we're here to assist our members in what their needs are.
Well, I know, and we follow up too, because if there's a problem, we help our members work their way through that problem.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that, especially a newer borrower is trying to establish credit. How do you establish credit unless somebody gives you the opportunity? That's one of the things we think is really important, is give them that first opportunity.
Absolutely.
Asset quality, talking about loans, our delinquency ended up at 0.85% compared to a goal of 1.10. Listen, stuff happens to people. They get behind because of maybe a job loss, or maybe they went to a new job, pays a little less. Unfortunately, sometimes divorce, those kind of things happen. And we have members who do fall a little bit behind, but they readily get back to where they were. And occasionally we do have to charge stuff off, and we did have to charge some off, but our net charge-off goal was 0.55%, and we came in at 0.28%, which was very good. We saved about $300,000 in provision expenses during the year.
Well, that is really good.
It really is. But let's talk about quality. Our Quality Loop member survey, overall, were you satisfied with the survey you received? We got an overall average last year of 6.895 out of 7 for the year. That says, to me, we're providing consistent, exceptional member service experience every time.
And that's staff. They're terrific.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's important for our membership to know is that we work for them. Our job is to deliver what they need, not what we expect. And part of that is how you deliver it. Are we accurate? Are we friendly? Do we respond to you in a timely fashion? I think those things are really critical, and our staff does a great job at that, Jerry. Some of the other things I'd like to highlight for the year included, we did transition to access digital online and mobile. That was done last January, and it went fairly good in terms of there were a few individual circumstances where things didn't align exactly, but we resolved those fairly quickly. Our staff did a great job working with our membership. The NCUA gave us approval to expand our opportunities in Addison, Washington, Lemoyne, Orleans counties, and Vermont. It's really important that we're serving all of our markets, and we were missing a little bit of opportunity in Vermont because we were not able to do business there. Now we are. We successfully launched our tap and go on both debit and credit. And I have to tell you, Jerry, that really is important because if you've ever been to, I'll use the car wash, for example, you have to reach down if you're in a truck and try to get that card in. Now you just kind of tap it and there you are and you're on your way.
Again, convenience.
Convenience. I will tell you, we also launched SeaComm Insurance Agency. That was formed last year and is actively operational. We offer home, auto, boat, motorcycle, RV, UTV, classic cars, renter's insurance, business insurance, the whole gamut. And we'd love to be able to give you a quote and see if we can save you money on your insurance product needs.
Well, basically, we're going to be providing insurance the same way we provide financial services.
Yeah, so I look at it as a three-pronged approach. We have our core banking services, which is the credit union, so you can get your traditional loans and deposits, et cetera. Then we have our advisor wealth management side. Matt Hastings handles that. So if you're looking to do a 401k rollover, you're looking to maybe reduce some tax liability, plan for retirement, plan for educational purposes, whatever those things are, we can help you there. And now we can also assist you on the insurance side. Think about this, Jerry. I get a new mortgage, buying my first house. The first thing you have to know is where you're going to get your insurance.
Exactly.
We can give you an opportunity, or you're buying that new car. This makes it a little more convenient to our membership.
It does. And getting back to Matt, he's doing a great job for us.
Yeah, we celebrated our 10th year of financial advisor services in 25, and we're nearing the $100 million assets under management mark. We'll probably see that very shortly.
Wow. You provide a service that's needed, though.
Absolutely.
And provide it well. People
Absolutely.
will come.
We made the Great Place to Work national list once again, a fifth consecutive year. 88% of our staff agreed we're a great place to work, comparing to 57% of U.S.-based companies. We received 2 Diamond Awards from America's Credit Union's Marketing and Business Development Council, one for Member and Trade Communications for the Advisor, which is obviously our semi-annual magazine, which is it's a fantastic. Your department, Jerry, does a great job putting that out. And the other was in the ongoing event category and awarded for our Beyond the Branch initiative. We were also given the Gold MAC Award for the advisor, so a couple of awards last year for just that. And then Green Path Financial Wellness, which we're a partner with, awarded us the inaugural Partner Excellence Award for Debt Relief Advocacy. So if you have some challenges with some unsecured debt or you're looking for guidance, this is some partner that we're able to pay for and you're able to work with.
They're terrific, too. They're very good at what they do. And in fact, I was able to refer somebody there the other day, and they called me and said, hey, they're so nice.
They are.
And they help. They know what to do, and they can help you get out of debt.
Yeah, I think the important part is that when you get into a situation where you need some of that advice, some guidance, you want it to be confidential. You want to be able to use someone who has lots of experience. These folks, this is really in their wheelhouse.
Right.
We're also now offering escrow, which in the past we had to send it to a third-party vendor. So effective January 1, if you get a mortgage and it's requiring escrow, which is the taxes and insurance, we're able to take care of that in-house. So in the past, we had to send it to a third party. We always had the loan, but they took care of that portion of it. And now you're able to do that in-house, which we're very happy to have. We contributed more than $300,000 in community sponsorship during the year. One of the things I think is really important, Jerry, is that we want to give back to the communities in which we do business. Whether it's a food pantry or a school or a museum or a fire department, whatever the case may be, we want to be able to be a partner to ensure that we're giving back, not just taking from our communities in which we're doing business.
Yeah, and we do a lot.
I think we do, Jerry. And I think one of the things that our staff loves is they love the fact is we are like that. We also have our Do Some Good program where staff can take paid time and work at a charity of their choice. And we had actually a very good uptick last year of staff taking advantage of that, and we're very pleased. I just want to talk a little bit about what we're focusing on in 26. We're refreshing some of our ATMs to accommodate the tap and go. So if you came into our headquarters here at Stern Street, you're able to use that ATM, just tap. You don't have to put your card in the machine. We're upgrading a number of our ATMs this year to accommodate that, so the members won't have to slide their card in, they'll be able to just tap it.
Again, convenience.
It is. And we're going to continue to launch a refreshed look to our new debit and credit card for businesses. It's always been similar to our consumer cards, and we've already started seeing our business cards go out, and we're excited for our business members to get those new products. I wanted just to mention that overall, Jerry, we had a fantastic year, as I said at the beginning of this, and we're looking forward to continuing to serve our more than 56,000 members in 26.
Scott, I just have to ask you this. It seems like the economy, even the world, is in kind of disarray. As a credit union executive, how do you deal with that?
Well, first of all, we're not isolated on our own. We have a partnership with our trade associations, the America's Credit Unions, who really look out for our interest and our members' interest in Washington. That's really important. We're federally chartered. That's a key component of that. For example, if there's something that could adversely affect us in terms of legislation, they act on our behalf. Now, we're part of the process as well. We'll reach out to our legislators, here in New York and Vermont. But on the other side of it, we're not in Washington. We're not at the pulse of that. They're in the halls of Congress talking to legislators on an ongoing basis, committee hearings, et cetera, and they're looking out for the interests of the credit union. The landscape that we see today will never be the same tomorrow. It's always changing. And so keeping up on new regulation and keeping up on what might impact us is a full-time job. But one thing I will tell you, that regardless of anything, Washington loves credit unions. The reason why is because we take care of their constituents.
Right.
And they know that we're a big part of that fabric, and they want to make sure that we continue to do what we do best, which is take care of their voters.
One more thing I did want to mention, and that's Earl Jackson.
Yeah, unfortunately, I posted on our social media page that our last remaining charter member, Earl Jackson, passed away. I attended his funeral. Actually, the family asked me to speak last week. SeaComm was very important to him. What he started as a charter member meant something to him all these years later. And he was so proud of what we became and what we were doing in terms of taking care of our communities. And the thing that I'm happy we were able to do is that last year in November, he'd asked, as before he died, he wanted to meet all the employees at our headquarters. And I said, absolutely, Earl. And we made that happen. And he was so happy. So I wouldn't have predicted that he'd have passed away as quickly as he did, but we were happy to make that happen. And our staff loved Earl because he resonated to what we're about. And he was kind of like the beacon for some of our staff to subtly remind us that we're still here for those individuals who started this 6 decades ago.
We mentioned when we're talking about it, the 10 visionaries. Visionary described Earl.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really important, it was not about the number of buildings and number of employees or the asset size. It was just taking care of each other. And as a cooperative, we have to keep that in mind. And that is why those toolboxes, which are in all of our branches, are very iconic to us. It's just a subtle reminder of our humble beginnings and our roots that we will never forget.
That's right, taking care of the members, the credit union way.
Absolutely.
Scott, it's a pleasure. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to our next one already.
As I, Jerry. Thank you.
That's SeaComm President and CEO Scott Wilson. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the SeaComm Podcast. We hope you'll listen in again.